Hey team, today we're going to talk about something that separates the agents who crush it from the ones who struggle. If you have been paying attention with us or coming in often with us here in the office, we've been doing some daily prospecting, just figuring out the rhythm and how to get the information, who to call, what to say, all this stuff. Because here's the deal. Prospecting isn't something you do when you feel like it, because you're never going to feel like it. To be honest, it's something you do every single day, just like brushing your teeth or grabbing your morning coffee or taking the garbage out, whatever it is that you have to do on a daily or weekly basis. Same thing. When you make it a rhythm and not just a random activity, it stops being overwhelming, stops being scary. It just starts being automatic. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to build that rhythm so that it fits into your day. It keeps you consistent and it fills your pipeline with leads. And isn't that what we all want? I think so. All right. So why does it matter what this rhythm? I mean, what is that? What is it? What's it even mean? When I first started, I prospected like a maniac for like a week. Then I did nothing for a few weeks. And then maybe once or twice. And yeah, guess what my pipeline actually looked like? It was a roller coaster. Okay. It was feast or famine. Sometimes I would have a sale and I'd be like working that sale. And then because I wasn't keeping up with my prospecting. So how was I supposed to have a consistent growth when instead I was doing something like this? All right. We need steady closings, steady income. Prospecting on a repeated daily schedule keeps your rhythm going like this. It removes decision fatigue. You don't have to waste time wondering what you're going to do or if you should do it or what would they say. No, you're just going to straight up build some momentum. Small actions every day add up. Consistency beats intensity every single time. So every single day, I want you to set aside an hour for your power hour, for your prospecting, for your contacting people. One of my agents used to say, well, I'll prospect when I have time. I'm super busy. Well, guess how often that happened? Almost never, okay? You can block, from 9 to 11 a.m. and then treat it like an appointment, or you can put it in your time block and then just ignore it. It's up to you. But if you block out at least 1 hour, okay, at least 1 hour, 2 would be better. But if you block out at least 1 hour every single morning and treat it like an actual appointment, as if you are meeting with those people that particular day, it is going to double, if not triple your business almost immediately, okay? So you want to treat it like a client appointment. No skipping, no excuses, because trust me, I've heard them all. No, you're just going to do it, okay? You're going to protect this time. No emails, showings, anything like that. No, you already have an appointment. Write down when your prime prospecting time is. For most people, it's going to be mornings. In fact, if you are hanging out with us in our book club, last week we had Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount, and it was absolutely amazing with all the prospecting tips and tricks that he shared, and he definitely killed off some of those excuse-itis that some of y'all have. But one of the things that he mentioned is doing that prospecting power hour to be first thing in the morning for you. Most people go in and immediately start looking at their email, and then they get so caught up with replies and I got to do this and oh, this person wants me to do that and blah, 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 blah. No, they will never get to their prospecting because they're in their email time. Am I saying never answer your email? Of course not. You have to answer your email. You have to respond, all of that. But don't make it the first thing you do when you sit down with your coffee. The first thing you should do is sit down and start your power hour. And that does not mean looking up phone numbers. No, you should, when you're first starting, already have your phone numbers, your expireds that are coming to you, your for sale by owner. If you're not sure how to get that information, other videos on the same channel have already shown you that. So get those phone numbers figured out ahead of time. That hour that you're sitting there every single morning, that is strictly for phone calls and actually talking to prospective buyers and sellers in your area. Talk to past clients, talk to people that came to your open house. All of those people should be showing up in your CRM every single day. Your CRM should pop up and say, okay, here's the 12 people you need to call within the next hour. And then just call them. It's as easy and simple as that. You have the information of what to do. Now just go and do it. But if you have that first hour, you know you're not going to do anything else in your business, towards your business, or anything else until you get that hour taken care of. That level of respect for your own time, that level of dedication, and that level of self-discipline is going to elevate you more than anything else possibly could. So that power hour, break down the activities so you don't get stuck, okay? Maybe the first 20 minutes you're going to be calling your past clients in sphere of influence. Call 3 to 5 people. Hey, just checking in. How's everything at the house? By the way, the market's shifted. We just had a reduction in our interest rates. So just a heads up, you might actually see more money coming to you as far as your equity. So yay. The next 20 minutes, work on new leads or follow-up that needs to be done. That does not mean contracts. If you have a current contract, that's not what it's talking about, okay? You're also going to want to respond to your online inquiries, your house leads, your Facebook messages, anything like that. Now, that does not mean getting lost down the Facebook rabbit hole and watching cat videos, okay? This means you're going to make a concerted effort to contact people, your friends, family, and acquaintances in Facebook, and you're going to actually connect with them. If you cannot control yourself and only stick to the Facebook messages, maybe give that its own separate hour at a different time and not do it as part of your power hour. Your power hour is when you're going to power through and you're going to contact and discuss real estate or life or whatever with as many people as possible and get through that every single morning. All right. Another thing you could do is spend 20 minutes for sale by owners and expireds, okay? Now, what do you say to for sale by owner or expireds? Okay, already done some videos on this. Or if you've been coming into the office with some of our sales training and sales calls times, you already know what we've been saying. But if you haven't, go back and watch some of those videos. If it's any of that, it's not going to be on our YouTube channel. It's actually in our company Google Drive because that's got, calls, actual calls on it. So it can't go up on onto our YouTube channel. If you're one of our agents in here, you have access to it. Everybody else, just know that we do sales training and phone calls together. That some of the scripts and stuff, super, super easy to use. One of the trainers and coaches for real estate that I absolutely love, and I think he has the best scripts ever, is Josh Smith from GSD Mode. He is fantastic. Contact him or look up some of his YouTube videos. Amazing information. Absolutely love him. He's been my real estate coach for years and years, and I literally would not be where I am without him. So he will teach you how to, as he puts it, make the brownies. Then you just have to go out and actually do it. All right. So if you have more than just 1 hour, let's say you're doing 2 hours, what else should you do? Well, you could do 20 minutes of circle prospecting. That's like neighborhood outreach. Maybe you could call them and say, hey, I'm a local realtor in your neighborhood. I just sold a home that was nearby, and I was just curious what you thought about the price of that house, and just check to see what you thought about selling in the next year or so. What are your plans? Is that the kind of price range that you're looking at as well? Ask questions. People love to talk about themselves. They really do. For the next 20 minutes, digital prospecting. DM 5 people at least on social media. Comments on posts, engage with community groups, all the stuff, okay? That last 20 minutes, you're going to prep for tomorrow. You're going to update your CRM. You're going to set tasks. You're going to make tomorrow's call list if you have time. For me, I think it's a perfect thing to do while I'm watching TV is just sit there and work on the stuff I'm going to do the next day. I also have been known to maybe schedule some emails or some messages. In some of these applications, you can actually schedule so that they don't know that you're contacting them at 9 or 10 o'clock at night while watching Criminal Minds or whatever it is that you're watching. You're binge watching Doctor Who. Okay, they don't need to know that. They just know that they got a message from you at 8 a.m. on the dot. Okay, well, that's because you can send a lot of messages and stuff. I would highly recommend not texting people at 10 o'clock at night. Please don't do that. That's just, it's beyond rude. Okay, maybe if they're in California, then it would be perfectly fine, but then they're going to text back and continue talking to you well into midnight, and then you're going to have a whole big issue the next day. So just don't. Okay, just don't. One of my agents started doing this rhythm daily, and at first she totally hated it. She hated making the phone calls, didn't know what to say, didn't know what to do. But after about a month, I don't even think it was that much, she just said, I just don't even think about it anymore. It's just part of my day. It's part of being a realtor. And I have booked more appointments this month than all of last year combined. That is the power of doing this in a rhythm. Okay, that is not prospecting when I feel like and just being super intense and just no, it's being consistent. Okay, you want to be consistent. I have talked many times about being consistent on social media and YouTube and stuff like that, but consistency in all aspects of your real estate career is really key, really. All right, now what if you're just not feeling it? The idea of this just makes you kind of nauseous. You know what? Prospecting is like going to the gym. The hardest part is just showing up. I've had mornings and days where I didn't want to do anything. But once I did, got myself motivated, got myself like looking okay, got my face on and stuff, got out there, did it, all of a sudden I had so much more energy, felt so much better about myself, was ready to go and tackle so much more. So just get started. Another option is to use an accountability partner. So you can either partner with another agent and prospect together. You can contact your broker and prospect with your broker. Like I said, here at GER, we have been sitting and doing sales training and calls together. Keep in mind though, if you show up for that, you will be making calls. But it's a lot of fun. We talk and kind of giggle the whole time, and anybody who gets told not just no or like really shot down, they get $5. I always keep, $5 to give to the person so they can go and buy them a consolation coffee later, because Starbucks is not Starbucks, it's $5. But yeah, so I don't know, we just kind of make it a game. So far, I've not really given that many $5 bills away, and we've booked quite a few appointments. So by and large, people are actually pretty nice, especially with the scripts that we use. So just get out there and start talking and start doing it. Okay, I know it's terrifying, but if you get bogged down on all of the, what if they say this or what if they say that, don't even think about it. Okay, just make a phone call. If you're calling a friend or a family member or something like that, you're not going to worry about, what if they say this or what if they say that. Don't worry. Okay, don't stress. Just, you're making a phone call to a neighbor. Not a big deal. You just haven't maybe met them yet. The easier phone calls are definitely the warm phone calls, maybe past clients or somebody that you've talked to at an open house or something like that, and you're just following up. Those are super easy. And the more you have of those, meaning do more open houses and so forth, the less of time you're going to have for the for sale by owners and the expireds, which are a little bit more difficult for some people. So just a heads up on that. Get that CRM filled up, and then you're not going to have to worry about adding more people in because you're going to have such a hard time keeping up with all the follow-up. You got to go in there. All right. You can go ahead and also track all of this stuff as you're making the calls. It helps to really track your wins, not just your dials, but celebrate your conversations in appointments, not just the numbers. Okay. Write down also what distracts you. Okay, so if you ever learned about the Pomodoro technique, it is where you set a timer. In this case, it'd be 1 hour. You set a timer and you're only going to focus on that one specific thing for that hour, nothing else. Instantly, your brain thinks tacos. Okay, don't do that, all right? What you do is you just kind of have a little pad of paper and a pen over to the right, and any stray thought that comes into your poor little brain during that time frame, it's okay. Go ahead and write it on. Don't do anything about it, but you write it over on that little piece of paper to take care of or to reevaluate or to think about fully once your hour is up. And that helps you keep focused. You're like, tacos. Okay, tacos for lunch. That's it. I'm done. That thought is gone. Okay. Continue with my hour. Right back into it. Okay. And the more you do this, the less you're going to have tacos on the brain or whatever it is that's like, oh, did I remember to get the brownies for my kids' school or whatever it is that's popping into your head. Just stick it over there on that piece of paper to be handled at the end of your power hour. It is a power hour for a reason. Okay. One way or another, you can eliminate it out of your brain. Just brain dump. All right. So keep track of what you're doing, because you will be amazed. You're like, oh my goodness, I've been calling and like nothing's going on. You've only made 5 phone calls. You've made five. So having that little piece of paper tracking what you're doing really helps, because it shows like how much faster you're getting or how much more success you're having. So obviously you're getting better at it. There are some agents that say, oh, prospecting just doesn't work. Okay, yeah, but if you're only making like 10 phone calls a week, yeah, it ain't gonna work. Okay. Track your numbers, hit the numbers you want consistently. And then that will help you. Now, how do you know what your numbers are or what you should be getting as far, like how in the world do you have goals for this? You're not going to know right away. How on earth are you supposed to know something you don't know? Let's say you have 10 phone calls and one of them's like, yeah, I would love to talk to a realtor. My last one was just absolutely just did the plop and pray, plopped a sign in the yard, prayed it sold, didn't do anything for me. Cool. So you get a listing contract out of that. Okay. And then you do maybe another 10 calls or another 15 calls, you get another. So once you do maybe 100 calls, let's say 100, and you look and see how many appointments you got out of those 100 calls. 100 is a nice round number. It's just a number. Don't get caught up in it. Let's say 100 calls, you know how many appointments you got set in that. Okay, you know how many closings you got from those appointments or how many contracts you got from those appointments. Now you know what you need to do on the phone in order to get to your sales goals that I hope you have written down somewhere, right? All right, so let's say if you're like, I'm going to make, I don't know, 6 figures. I'm going to make $100,000 this year. Okay, awesome, great goal. You know basically what the median house price is. Ours here, $275,000. Cool. We know basically percentage-wise what we're going to get as far as our commission. We know what our splits are. Okay. So you take those numbers, you figure out what you're going to need to do to get to $100,000 in sales per year. And then you look to see how many calls you need to make in order to get that many appointments, in order to get that many contracts. And voila, basic, simple, easy math. And now you know how many sales calls you need to make in a given hour. And what's crazy is that may change, because the more you do them, the better you're going to get at it. And the better you get at it, the less calls you need to make in order to hit that goal. So let's say it takes 10 phone calls to get 1 appointment right now. All right, bet. Okay, what about in 3 to 4 months, you've been doing this every single day, all of a sudden it only takes you 5 phone calls in order to get an appointment. And then you actually are signing more contracts because you're better at your listing appointments or your buyer broker, your buyer consultations. Less phone calls. Also, because you're doing so much in sales, you're also going to have referrals and you're also going to have repeat customers. So do you see how your trajectory changes just by one simple thing, just that 1 power hour every single day, and it's completely changed things for you. All right, don't forget to track everything. Track everything. Track your contacts, conversations, and appointments, because you need to know what your numbers are so that you will have goals, and then you'll know when you hit those goals, and when you meet those goals, you'll know your ratios. You're going to know how many rejections you get. You'll need to know when you need to give yourself a $5 cup of coffee, okay? You'll need to know all of that stuff because you'll also know if you're getting better or worse and how you need to adjust, okay? Maybe you need to go and get a coach. Who knows? All right. Rejection is not rejection of you personally. It is rejecting the offer, okay? I know it feels horrible. But so does telling your kid that they're not going to be able to play soccer or ballet or do ballet or whatever because you can't afford it because you are too scared of somebody rejecting you than you actually making the phone calls that you need to make in order to get to the sales goals you need to get to in order for them to do all of the fun stuff that they really want to do. Not fun. Not fun. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't have your books. Yeah, you can go to college, but you can't have the books because I don't want to make any sales calls. That doesn't, they might say no to me. So by you being scared somebody's going to say no to you, you're going to say no to a loved one. Okay, no, that's not how that works. All right, so get over it, okay? Get over the rejection because if you are so scared of getting rejected, you're going to have to reject or tell somebody no, somebody that you love and care about, that they can't have what they want because you don't have the money for it. Not a fun plan. Not a fun plan. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, okay? Don't fear rejection. That just means you're not going to have to reject something for somebody else that you care about, okay? If anything, if you do just get one of those phone calls, do a quick reset. Have some kind of reset ritual that helps you kind of shake it off. So just stand up, shake it off, and go next. Maybe call one of your friends or family or your kids and just take a few moments with them. A few moments, not the full hour. Take a few moments with them and just kind of remember why you do what you do, even when it's hard. Even when you have the bad days, even when you have somebody being an absolute joy. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. All right. So your daily prospecting rhythm, it's literally the heartbeat of your business. Without it, everything feels just basically like chaos. You're just chasing your own tail, okay? But with it, your pipeline stays full. Your income is steady. Your stress drops because you have more money to throw at things that are problematic, like a car engine. So here's your homework. I want you to block out 1, or if you're feeling particularly foxy, 2 hours every single morning for prospecting and only for prospecting. You can follow the power hour rhythms of Sphere, New Leads, For Sale by Owners and Expireds, Circle, Digital, and Prep. Track your contacts for 30 days and watch the momentum build. 30 days, that's all I'm asking for. Remember, you do not have to prospect all day, every day. You just have to prospect each day. Make it a rhythm, not a chore, and just watch your business grow. If this helped you, hit the subscribe and share this with another agent who maybe needs a little daily rhythm reset help. I'll talk to you later.